And for those who don't know me, my name is Miriam. I will guide you today through this Yin journey. And for those who are new to Yin Yoga, so in Yin Yoga we are holding postures longer periods of time, can be 2 to 3, 4, 5 minutes, okay? So it depends a little bit on the length of the class, it depends on the pose itself, it depends on the sequence or on the intention. So we hold most postures today about 3 minutes or maybe a little bit longer. Yeah? And we're holding the muscles, and this is the postures, this is very important with the muscles disengaged, okay? So you want to relax the muscles in the postures. You just find stillness in the pose. So you try not to fidget around too much. And you want to feel sensations, a stretch sensation in the target area. Always will point that out and let you know you should feel a stretch here and there in this target area. So in the Yin practice, we are targeting more the deep connective tissue, the fascia in the body, the denser tissues in the body. And we work them as we hold long static stress. So we apply traction to these tissues. It's a little bit of a different way than we work the muscles, because the muscles, they love to do repetitions. So we're not working the muscles in this practice, okay? So there will be also no standing postures. It's more all about opening up the body to get more flexible and also to improve the energy flow, the chi flow in the body, to clear out any blockages along the meridian lines we are working today, to release any stagnation. So most important is just really to listen to your body. If something doesn't feel all right, then back off, or you can also come out earlier of a pose anytime, okay? So today's Yin journey is all about improving your respiration to strengthen your immune system and to harmonize out of balance emotions like grief and sadness, as we will balance and stimulate the meridians of the lung and the large intestine. So the lung is our Yin meridian, and it controls breath and energy, and is paired with the large intestine meridian, which is our Yang meridian. I show you where the meridian lines are running along and which areas we will target today before we start with our practice. The lung, the external path of the lung meridian we can contact, starts here underneath the collarbone, here on the upper chest, and then it's running down the thumb side of the arm, here the inside of the upper arm to the elbow crease, inside here of the lower arm, inner wrist, here the side of the thumb, and it's ending in the nail bed of the thumb. So to stimulate the lung meridian, we need to stretch here the pectoral area in the inside of the arm, okay? And then for the large intestine meridian, it starts here on the outside corner of the index fingernail, is going up here, the back of the hand, the outer wrist, outer arm, elbow, outer upper arm, going all the way up to the top of the shoulder, crossing the shoulder blade, and then going here to the throat, side of the neck, to the jawline, chin, side of the mouth, and then going over the lip, and is ending here on the opposite side of the nostril. So to stimulate the large intestine meridian, we need to stretch here the outer arm area, shoulder and neck area. So this will be the areas we are stretching, we are targeting for today's practice. And we will start lying down, and you take your blanket or your big towel, and then you just roll it like this, and you will lie over it. So the rolled up blanket will be here underneath your shoulder blades, okay? So on your upper back. And then you just lie down, you rest the head onto the floor. And you can take the arms out to the side on shoulder height. Or you can take your arms into a cactus shape, whatever feels like nice for you. Okay, you can have your legs bent, you can straighten out your legs, or you can maybe take your legs into a butterfly shape. You just want to feel like a gentle opening here across the chest area, okay? And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And a long, relaxed breath out through your mouth. And just take a moment and allow the body here to settle. Allow the mind to settle. Just feel the entire body just relaxing down into the ground. And soften your body with each breath out. Just let go of your morning so far. Also letting go of any plans for the rest of the day. Just becoming more and more present right here, right now, and just welcoming yourself on the mat this morning. Maybe you have gone through your morning so far without paying a lot of attention to your breath. So let's do that now. Just observe for now your natural breath in and out through your nose. Maybe you can feel a slight cooling sensation on the tip of the nose as you breathe in. And a warm sensation on the tip of the nose as the air is leaving your nostrils. Just feel and observe this natural rise and fall of your breath. And then begin to breathe just a little bit deeper, but still effortless. So deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. With each breath in, just feel the beautiful expansion here, your chest, in your lungs. And as you exhale, just soften, relax. Each in-breath expanding the lungs, breathing in more life force, more oxygen. And every exhale is a really nice opportunity to just let go of something. Something you don't need anymore, something which is not longer serving you. Just let it go. And as you breathe in, now try to fill your lungs up completely, maybe going beyond that point where you think your lungs are full and just breathing a little bit more in. And also as you're exhaling, emptying out your lungs completely and going beyond that point where you think your lungs are empty. Exploring the full potential here of your breath. Allowing the body and the mind to settle. And really connecting with the breath and with your body. Now let's be here for another 5 long, deep breaths. Every inhale, you're expanding outwards, 3-dimensionally in all directions, your chest, your lungs. With every exhale, your lungs, your chest, it's releasing inward very naturally. Find a quality of steadiness, rhythm and fluidity in your breath. Last 3 deep breaths. Your face soft, jaw relaxed. Last deep breath. And then after your next exhalation, you slowly blink your eyes open. If you have your legs in butterfly, then close your legs. If your legs are straight, then bend them again so the feet are on the ground. And then from here, you just roll to one side. So you roll off your blanket or your towel and just take it aside. And then hug your knees into your chest, rock a little bit from side to side. Maybe lift also head and shoulders off the ground, bring forehead between the knees. And then you roll to one side with the help of your hand. You find your way back up to sitting. So our first in pose, we target here the lung meridian. So we will stretch this area here, the pectoral area, the inside here of the shoulder and the inside of the arm. You want to have maybe your blanket or your block ready just as some support underneath your head if you need to. So have it in front of your mat, and then you lie down on your belly. And you will take here, and I'll show you from the other side as well, don't worry, just in case you can't see properly. So you will take the right arm out to the side on shoulder height so that the thumb is on eye level. You also could take your arm into a cactus shape for a deeper stretch. I'll show you from this side as well. So the arm will be out on the side, thumb is eye level. Okay, so take the arm not too low, not too high. For a deeper stretch, you can take the arm also into a cactus shape. That's up to you, okay? So from here, with the arm out to the side, now you take your blanket or your block that you have some support underneath your head. You take your left hand in front of your face, you push the floor away, and then you shift your hips a little bit here away from you towards the left side, and then you hug your knees in. So this would be option one. Maybe you just stay here today, okay? See how that feels on your shoulder. If you can go deeper, some of you might be able to place here the foot on the ground with the left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. You also could come into a kickstand as you place the right foot here to the inner thigh. Or maybe some of you, if you can go even deeper, are able to place both feet onto the ground, spiral the navel up towards the sky, and both knees face up towards the ceiling. And then you can make a decision what you do with your left hand. Maybe the left hand fingertips just pushing into the floor just a little bit to open your chest more, or you take your left arm behind your back and tuck the fingers underneath your waist. Or you use your left arm as a second wing and just allow the arm with the palm facing down to just hang here. And maybe some of you are so flexible that you can find your bottom hand and interlace the fingers. I can't, but some of you maybe can. Just be somewhere where it feels comfortable for you and where you feel the stretch in the target area. Here on the pectoral area here of the right side, the inside of the arm. Some of you, when you have the arm straight, you might find that it feels a little bit uncomfortable on the elbow. If there's too much pressure and you're hyperextending the elbow, feel free to turn your palm up and see if that feels better for you, okay? There's no right or wrong, it just depends on your bone structure, on your flexibility. You just want to go to a point where you feel the sensations in the target area so that you stimulate the meridian, the lung meridian, the lung channel here on the inside of the arm. So be somewhere where it's easy to breathe. Be somewhere where you know you can stay here for the next 3 minutes. And once you feel the sensations in the target area, so you found your workable edge, you just become still. You try to relax all the muscles. You just surrender into this shape. And then you're just simply lingering here for some time, and the time is the magical ingredient in Yin Yoga. Anytime if you feel, not only in this posture, also in some other postures we do today, that pain is arising, something sharp, something like electrical kind of sensation, something pinching, please feel free to back off or to even come out of a pose earlier if you need to. Yeah, it's your practice, your body. But also you may find after 1-2 minutes that the body starts to open up and tension starts to release, and maybe you can transition into a deeper version of this pose, of this shape. Also make sure that your breath can flow very naturally, very easy, without any effort. Breathing in and out through your nose. Now really imagine as you inhale that you're taking in fresh oxygen, that you're expanding your lungs. And as you exhale, you're emptying your lungs. Just naturally release, letting go of something. Deep inhales and long breaths out. And very slowly, from where you are, you straighten your legs again, so you roll onto your belly. And then you take here your block or your blanket away from your head, and you take your arms alongside the body and you turn your head to the right, so to the opposite direction, and we will just rest here for a short rebound. So in the rebound, you want to relax your body completely, find stillness, allowing the ligaments, the tendons, the deep, dense connective tissues just slowly unwind. They don't have so much blood supply than the muscles, so they just need a little bit more time. Also in your rebound, this is the time to feel, to notice any sensations in the target area. Maybe bringing your awareness to the area we just have worked here underneath the collarbone, upper chest, on the right side, down the inner upper arm, elbow creased, inner lower arm, inner wrist, side of the hand, to the thumb, to the tip of the thumb, our lung channel. And then inhale, slowly find your way back up. So just come onto your forearms so you can watch a demonstration of the next pose. So we do now, it's called closed wing in Yin Yoga, that we now stretch this area here. So the outer shoulder area, the deltoid area and the outer arm. And then we will do both postures on the other side. So have your legs straight, and then you take your right arm, so the same arm underneath like this. And then again, you can have your block or your blanket, whatever you need as a support underneath your head. So again, I show you a couple of options here. So maybe you just have your forehead here resting on the block, and you stretch your left arm here in front of you like this, okay? So some of you might find that is too much, yeah? If this is the case, you feel too much stretch, you could bend here your left knee, so on the opposite side. Maybe you need some support here, some padding underneath the knee. Yeah? If you find, I don't know what she's talking about, I cannot feel anything, okay, then you bend the leg on the same side, the right leg, out into this half frog position, and you will feel right away there will be more stretch on your outer arm. Now you can stretch here the left arm in front of you, or you could take the arm here to the side of the body, even turning your head here, looking towards the left side, some of you. Maybe if you want to have more stretch, you could turn your head to the right side to involve your neck as well. So you want to feel this on your outer arm, so you need to relax the body weight onto your arm. So again, we will stay here for 3 minutes. Your legs can be straight. If you want to have more stretch, you bend your right leg out to the side into a half frog position with the knee on hip height. If you want to have less stretch, you bend your left leg out to the side into this half frog position. Again, you can just rest the forehead here on a block or on a blanket for some support. Maybe you don't need any support underneath your head. You can turn your head to the left for even more stretch, maybe turning your head to the right side. If you're not sure, be curious, explore, experiment, become your own scientist in this pose. It could be, if there's a lot of stiffness, that you maybe feel a little bit of numbness or tingling in your arm. That's normal. But if your arm gets completely numb, or you feel like a shooting pain, then just please back off and come out of the pose, because then you might compress a nerve. And your left arm can be stretched out in front of you, or maybe you just want to rest the arm next towards your body, just allowing the shoulder to drop towards the floor. And the lung and large intestine channels, they are associated with the metal element and they govern our immune system. So if you find yourself that you very often and easily get sick, that might be a sign of weakness in this metal element or dysfunction in these both meridian channels, in the lung and large intestine channel. So all the postures we do today just simply help to strengthen your immune system. And we want to strengthen our lung qi, which is also called the defensive qi in traditional Chinese medicine. Also, if you experience that you catch very easily a cold or flu, if the body experiences a change in temperature in season, let's say you travel from Singapore in December to Europe, right? So there's a big change in temperature, there's a different season, and you find yourself, and you always like travel or have this change in temperature, that you catch a flu or a cold very easily, might be also a sign of weakness in this metal element. Last few breaths in this shape. Okay, and then very slowly take here your left hand in front of your face so you can push the floor away and you can pull the arm out. And again, we will rest on the floor, so you can make a pillow with your hands. You can take the arms alongside the body, maybe turning the head. If you had the head turned to one direction, turn it to the other side, so just stay balanced in your neck, or again, you make the pillow with your hands, any comfortable resting position. Okay? And again, as you're resting here in stillness, completely relax. Come still, and bringing the awareness to the area we just have worked. The outer arm area or lung channel. From the index finger, feel the qi flowing up the back of the hand, the outer wrist, outer lower arm, elbow, outer upper arm, and to the top of the shoulder, shoulder blade, the side of the neck, throat, the cheek, passing the lower gums, the top of the lid, to the side of the opposite nostril. Now our large intestine channel. And then inhale, slowly find your way back up again, come onto your forearms. And then we will do both postures, our open and our closed wing on the other side. We start with our open wing to target the lung channel here on the inside of the shoulder. Then you can have a block or a blanket for support underneath your head. So take your arm, your left arm this time out to the side. Thumb is here eye level, or you take cactus shape for a much deeper stretch, okay? Your choice. And then you turn your head to the right, rest your head, and then You slowly open your body up here towards the right side. You hug your knees in, and maybe you just stay here today. So if you have your arm in cactus shape, you might not be able to go so deep as if the arm is straight, okay? You can push the floor away, you can maybe place here the right foot onto the ground, maybe even the left foot, spinning the navel up towards the sky, tucking here the fingertips underneath the waist, or just using the other arm as a second wing to drop down. Again, be somewhere where you feel the stretch on the front of your left shoulder here, on the left inner arm. And again, we will stay here for 3 minutes. So don't force or push yourself into any shape. Just find your workable edge for your body. And then you just find stillness in the pose. And surrender into this shape. Now the lung channel is responsible for our breath and also for the quality and duration of our breath. So if you spend hours and hours every day in a forward hunched position, as you may be working on your desk, on the computer, so the shoulders like rounding forward, your upper back is going is round and the head is coming forward, so you're closing off here your chest. This can weaken also the lung channel, the lung meridian. As we're always like closing off the chest, because when we're closing off the front, it's much more difficult to breathe deeply into our lungs. But there are also some other things which weaken our lung channel, the metal element, and it's obviously smoking, right? It's not so good for the lungs. Also, if you not drink enough water, so if you not hydrate yourself properly, and also if you drink too much coffee, so things which are drying you out. Also too much ice water, if you're someone who is like drinking ice water all the time and putting ice cubes in every drink. So dryness is, as I just mentioned, when you not drink enough water or too much coffee. So dryness is one of the symptoms of a weak metal element. So that means internally, if the inner climate is too dry, so constipation would be also one symptom, because if you're constipated, there's insufficient fluid, so the inner climate is too dry. But the dryness can also show outwardly on your skin, or dry throat, dry lips. Also, some other symptoms of a weak metal element might be that your breath is in general very shallow, or that you have asthma, or that you tend to have like very often coughing, that you need to cough very often, that you have very often bronchitis, that you feel often quite thirsty because you're not drinking enough water. Also, like if you have like a very pale face color. And I'm just talking about these things when you have this on a very regular base, right? It's not when you catch like one time a bronchitis that there's a weakness in your metal element. They're things which are like more consistent when you find in your life, like maybe over longer periods of time. That might be a sign of weakness in this element. So now from here, very slowly coming back out of this shape. So just roll down onto your belly. And then take your arms here towards the side of the body. And then turn your head towards the left, so to the opposite side, and just take a moment to rest here. When we are still on the outside, everything that was just going on the inside becomes much more obvious. So you want to observe any sensations, especially in the target area we have work. Maybe you feel twitching or tingling, or some cold, warm sensation. Now know that this is absolutely normal. Could be the chi flow you feel. The chi which is flushing through the meridian channel we just have worked. Sometimes it's just very valuable to just pause and feel. Okay, and then very slowly find your way back up onto your forearms, and we will repeat the closed wing on our left arm. Okay, again have a block or anything as a cushion underneath your head, and then you take the left arm through. Palm is facing up, so maybe start with your legs straight and just see how it feels, stretching the right arm here to the front. Also, if you feel not enough stretch, you could tuck your toes under and shift your weight a little bit forward. Okay. Then again, if you want to have more stretch, you bend your left leg. If you need something underneath your knee, okay, please feel free to place a padding underneath your knee. If you find it's too much, maybe you want to bend your right leg out to the side, see how that feels. Now you also can turn your head to the right, or for a deeper stretch, maybe even towards the left side. Right arm can be stretched out in front of you, or you take the right arm next towards your body with the palm facing up. Just allow the shoulder to drop. And then allow the body to get heavy. Now there are two factors which assist us in Yin Yoga, and this is gravity and your body weight. And gravity can play a very important role, but only if you completely relax your muscles so that they're not longer hugging towards the bone. Because then the bone's getting heavier, and when your body is heavier, then you can sink more into gravity, and gravity can help you to go deeper into the stretch. Again, once you feel the sensations here in your shape, just focus on your breath. Find this quality of steadiness and fluidity in your breath. Deep inhales and long breaths out. And with each in-breath, thinking about something positive you want to invite into your life. With each exhale, just letting go of something which is not longer serving you. Maybe negative thoughts, anything which is bothering you, which is annoying you. Just let it go with each breath out. We'll be here for another 30 seconds. And just allowing the pose and gravity to do the work for you here. Breathing deeply into the target area, the outside of your arm and shoulder. Now very carefully, if one leg is bent, straighten the leg again. Use your right hand pushing the floor away to pull here your left arm out, and then find any comfortable resting position, okay? Again, you can make a pillow with your hands, or you can rest the arms alongside the body, turning maybe the head to one side. And here in stillness, we're just waiting for the chi to just flush through the meridian channel we just have stimulated, our large intestine channel on the outside of the arm. And with each breath out, just feel your body releasing and relaxing a little bit more. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Also, the sensations you observe without any judgment, there's no right or wrong. You just want to observe. And from here, take your hands underneath your shoulders and just come up to sitting. So the next pose we want to again target here the inside of the arms for our lung channel. So we want to open the shoulders and also our chest area. If you have quite sensitive knees, you could take a towel or a blanket underneath your knees. So just watch me first. I demonstrate, give you again a couple of options here, and then you can decide what works for your body. So you have your knees about hip width apart, your hips stay above your knees, and then you come down onto your forearms. So your hips, they want to stay above your knees, okay? And we just want to stretch our arms out to the front. So your hands can be shoulder width apart, or you can take your hands also wider if you feel compressed or stuck here in your shoulders, and then you allow the chest to sink down. Let's say you're quite flexible, maybe the chin is resting, but you don't want to have any strain in your neck, okay? So the forehead can rest on the ground like this. If you feel somehow we need some support underneath your chest, some people like to have a block underneath the chest, or you could have a block underneath your forehead, maybe like this. Some of you may find it's too strenuous with both arms, then you can do one arm at a time, and I will tell you when it's half time when to switch. If you decide to do this variation, then you just bend the other arm in and rest the forehead here on your forearm like this. And then we do the other side. If you have both arms straight and you find it uncomfortable to rest the forehead because there's pressure on your nose and you can't breathe, you can turn the head to one side. And again, I will tell you when to turn your head when it's half time towards the other side. So you just want to focus on melting the chest and the heart towards the ground. Again, the angle of your arms you can decide. Also, if start maybe with the knees hip width, but also you can experiment and see if you need to take your knees maybe a little bit wider or maybe closer together. So that will have an effect also on your spine, on the arch of your spine. If you feel there is a little bit too much compression in your lower back, then gently pull the navel back towards your spine to protect your lower back. Again, there should be no strain in your neck. Find length in your side body from the hips to the little fingers. And with each exhale, allow the chest and the heart to melt closer towards the floor. Now we want to open through the chest, our thoracic spine. We'll be here for another 2 minutes, so in total again 3 minutes. Anytime if you feel it's too much, please feel free to come up earlier of a pose or to enter any variation, any modification I offered. If you're doing the one arm variation, or if you had the head turned to one side, then please switch now, so it's because half time. And the remaining time we're in this shape, really imagine as you inhale that your lungs are expanding, three-dimensional in all directions, to the front, to the side, to the back. And as you exhale, again, your lungs releasing inward from all directions. So really feel the movement of your breath in your lungs. To balance more our metal element and these both meridian channels, It's advisable to not smoke, of course, and also not to drink so much cold water, ice water. So have more warm drinks, warm tea, warm food as well. So warm soups, put spices in your food, avoid aircon, and drink enough water, hydrate yourself properly, okay? Last 5 long deep breaths in this shape. Okay, and then from here, slowly slide your hands towards you, come back onto your forearms, and then descend your hips back and rest in a child's pose. Now your knees can be closed or slightly open. Again, you can make a pillow with your hands, or you rest your arms alongside the body. Again, whatever feels comfortable to you. Just feel your belly soft, moving with your breath against your thighs. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your arms. And we're just here in stillness, waiting for the chi to just flush through the lung meridian to the inside of the arms. Becoming very interested, all the sensations you feel in your body. Now very slowly, find your way back up to sitting. Slowly, slowly come up to sitting. And then from here we will sit in a kneeling position to do some stretches in our shoulders and wrists. So if you find, maybe you can sit like this, it's comfortable for you, then sit like this. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you could take a block, just between your feet here and sit like this, on the block to take the pressure of the ankles and the knees. Or you could also here take a blanket and place the blanket here between your thighs, here in your calves, and sit like this. And if that still doesn't work, then just come into a cross-legged position, okay? It's just easier when we sit kneeling to elongate the spine. So lift your sternum, keep your spine long, and then from here, with an inhale, you take your arms up over the side. And then from your exhale, you swing your right arm underneath your left, and you give yourself a loving hug, and you walk your fingers back towards your shoulder blades. So feel the edges here of your shoulder blades, so you hug yourself very closely. And then from here, you release the arms, but you keep your tricep resting on your bicep. You bring the palms to touch, so that the fingers, the thumbs here, show towards your little fingers away from you. If this is difficult to touch palms, you can hook the fingers, that's fine as well. And then from here, while we're in this shape, you resist the forearms a little bit against each other, pull the shoulders down, and then just move a little bit up and down your elbows. And just bring awareness to the area between the shoulder blades and your outer arms, the lung channel, lung meridian. Just notice, do you feel more stretch when the arms are down, or do you feel more stretch when the arms are up? Maybe you need to reach the arms a little bit forward, the shoulder blades down. You can also invite a little bit more yang energy if you want to have more stretch. As you pull the elbows forward, shoulder blades strongly down and apart from each other, and resist the forearms against each other. If you just want to be lazy maybe and the stretch is quite strong, then just relax and maybe rest here, the forehead on your hands. Just find stillness. And you can stay here, or if you want to stretch your neck, the lung meridian, with me at the same time while you're here in your shoulder stretch, then you lift your head up, and from here you tilt your head towards the right side. So the ear is dropping towards your right shoulder, and then you gaze up towards the ceiling. So you open your throat. So you will feel the stretch on the left side of your throat where the lung meridian is running along. So head is tilted towards the right side, and then you take your gaze up towards the edge of the ceiling. So reach your chin up, and we'll be here for another couple of breaths. So feel this on your outer arms, between the shoulder blades, side of the neck. One more deep breath. And then exhale, slowly, slowly release. Good. Just rest your hands here on your thighs. Just close your eyes just for 5 breaths or so. Relax your shoulders. Before we do the other side, just feel the chi flow. Okay, and then slowly blink your eyes open again. And inhale, we will lift our arms. And exhale, this time you swing your left arm underneath your right. Give yourself a hug. So find your shoulder blades with your fingers. And then you open the arms, tricep is resting on the bicep. You bring your palms to touch, thumbs facing towards you, little fingers facing away from you. And then you start to move your arms a little bit up and down. Again, see if you need more yang energy to resist the forearms, to pull the shoulder blades down, elbows forward to get more stretch. Once you know if you want to have the arms down or a little bit higher up, or if you want to rest here, your head onto your hands, just find stillness. And feel between your shoulder blades, feel the shoulder blades moving apart from each other. Keep your face soft and your jaw unhinged. Deep breaths in and long breaths out. Allow the breath to be effortless. If you want to join me for the next stretch, you tilt your head this time towards the left. So the left ear is dropping to the left shoulder. And then from here you take your gaze up towards the ceiling to feel a stretch here on the side of your neck, on the right side of your neck, of your throat. Now you can slightly separate your teeth, unhinge your jaw, and keep on breathing. We'll be here for another 30 seconds. Every exhale, just soften and relax your shoulders down your back. If there's a dysfunction in one meridian channel, in the lung or large intestine, it will affect the partner meridian as well and through the entire system. So the lung and large intestine, they are partner meridians and organs, they work together. So if there's a dysfunction in one channel, it has an impact on the other, on the chi flow of the other channel as well. And then very slowly, slowly lift your head back up and release. Now again, rest the back of your hands here onto your thighs. Close your eyes just for a few breaths. Notice any sensations, warm, cold sensation, tingling, twitching. Just feel, don't think so much. And gently, gently open your eyes. We do one more shoulder stretch sitting, okay? So I turn around to show you. So you take your arms behind your back and you take your hands into a reverse prayer position like this. Okay, so you want to lift your elbows. So some of you, so you will feel the stretch also on the wrist, might be not able to do this. Okay, then you can take maybe your hands a little bit lower. If this is still not working for you, maybe clenching your fists like this, or taking the hands on top of each other, but keep the chest open, elbows back, or maybe you just hold here your opposite elbow, okay? That's also fine. Take your hands into your reversed prayer position here. If you have your hands in reverse prayer position, maybe you can press the tips of the index finger against each other, as this is the origin point for our large intestine meridian. And then broaden across your chest as you lift your elbows. Doesn't matter which position your hands are, but reach your elbows a little bit back so you feel this expansion here on your collarbones, on your chest. And then from here, you keep your sternum lifted, but you take your chin towards your chest. And then just roll your head from right to left shoulder. And then you stay, next time when the head is coming towards the right, you stay here. So you gaze down towards the floor, towards your next, to your right thigh, or to the floor next to your right thigh. And then from here, you just say no with your head. So you keep your sternum lifted, but you look down towards the floor and say no with your head. Just move the head a little bit from side to side. And then go over to the other side, towards the left side again, saying no with your head. Gazing down towards your left thigh or to the floor next towards your thigh. And then slowly coming back to center. And then you lift your head, close your eyes, and you will be here for a few more breaths. Just opening across the chest, arms, the wrists. And the large and long intestine channels, they cover the emotions of grief, sadness, and depression. So if you find yourself very often, without any reason, sad or very down, depressed, that might be also a sign of a dysfunction in these both meridian channels. Last 5 deep breaths. Every inhale, feel the broadening across your chest. Every exhale, soften your shoulders. Last deep inhale. And then long breath out. And slowly, slowly unwind your arms. Allow the arms to just hang down. Relax your shoulders and just very gently roll your shoulders. Just lubricating a little bit the shoulder joints. And then the other direction. Okay. Now from here, we will finish off our practice with a short twist, a spinal twist, and then we're resting in Shavasana. So just lie on your back. Have your knees bent with the feet on the ground, and then take your arms into a cactus shape, palms are facing up, the elbows are in line with your shoulders. And then from here, you press your feet into the ground, you lift your hips, you swing your hips to the right, and you lower your knees here towards the left side. So if you like, you could use your left hand to gently press the legs a little bit down. If you find it difficult, or if the right shoulder is lifting a lot of the floor, maybe you want to have a block underneath your knees. And then you can decide if you want to gaze up towards the ceiling or maybe away from your right arm to feel more sensations here on the inside of your right shoulder, or maybe to increase the twist and just look here towards your right hand. And just see what feels good to you. So just feel your shoulders resting heavily into the ground. It's not so important that the knees are touching. You also could take the block underneath your knees here. So keep the right, especially the right shoulder on the ground. Yeah, and again, if you gaze up towards the ceiling or turn your head to the right or left, that's up to you. Just see how it feels for your neck, for your cervical spine. I just want to release any tension also here from our lumbar spine, our sacroiliac joint, restoring the balance here in the nervous system as we're just naturally bringing out our spine. And as you're breathing here in your twist, just feel a sense of expansion across your chest, and a sense of softness in the center of your chest. Again, your breath is very smooth, deep, and effortless. Sending breath to your arms and breathing up and down your inner and outer arms, flushing the chi through this pair of meridian. And then very slowly bring your legs here back, face up towards the ceiling, and we're entering the twist on the other side. If you need your block for your legs, then take the block with you. So taking now the hips towards the left and lower the knees towards the right, maybe having a block underneath the knees or between your thighs. Again, have your arms in this cactus shape, and then you can decide if you want to look up towards the sky or away from your legs, or maybe towards your legs, and just see how that changes any sensations, maybe here on your left shoulder where you turn your head, or on your spine. You also could take your right hand onto your legs to gently deepen the twist as you press the legs a little bit down. So we're just stabilizing with our upper body, and we're just twisting with the lower body. So just allow the shoulders to relax and into the floor. Your belly is just soft, moving in the rhythm of your breath. We slowly want to wind down now. Every exhale, you relax a little bit more into this shape, into this twist. And again, sending your breath to your arms, breathing up and down the inner and outer arms, flushing the chi through this pair of meridians, lung and large intestine. And then carefully, slowly find your way back out. And we will find a comfortable resting position for our Shavasana. So if you like, you could use your towel or your blanket underneath the back of your head to have natural extension in your neck so that you're not overextending your neck. Resting the arms here with the palms facing up alongside the body. So if your lower back feels tender, feel free to stay with your knees bent. Maybe the knees and inner thighs are touching and you open your feet mat width apart, or you just simply want to stretch the legs out along the floor. So just find a comfortable position, making any last adjustments. Palms facing up so that your shoulders can relax down into the ground. Your feet, they just fall out to either side the fingers just naturally curl into your palm. And then you take a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. As you're breathing out, just feel your entire body, all the muscles, the tissue start to relax, the bones are getting heavy, the skin is soft, and your whole body is just melting across the floor. And then bringing the awareness to your lower abdomen. Just feel the movement of your belly with your breath. Awareness of your breath in your belly, in your lower abdomen. And bring your awareness higher up towards your chest. Just feel the breath, the movement of breath, the natural rise and fall in your chest. Your awareness to your lungs. Feel the chi, the flow of chi in your lungs. And bring your awareness here inside of your shoulders, here on your chest, underneath the collarbone. And visualize a white line of energy flowing down the inside of the arms, upper arm, the elbow crease, the lower arms, side of the hand, to the tip of the thumb. And bringing the awareness here to your index fingers, and just feel a wide line of energy flowing up the back of your hands, outer wrist, outer lower arm, elbow, up, the upper arm, to the top of the shoulder blade, side of the neck, to the cheek, lower gums, top of the lip, side the nostril. And then bringing your awareness back towards your chest. Feel the chi flow in your lungs, in your chest. And again, feel the chi, this wide line of energy flushing down both inside of the arms, all the way down to your thumb. And feel the chi again moving up all the way, the back of your arms to your shoulders, neck, towards your face. And then again, bringing the awareness back towards your chest. Feel the breath in your chest. And very slowly and gradually you start to deepen the breath in your chest. Very slowly you become aware of your body resting in this room on your mat. Whenever you're ready, you start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, slowly, slowly coming back. And then you take your arms over your head. Maybe give yourself a nice full body stretch from the fingertips to the toes. And then hugging the knees into your chest, maybe just rocking a bit from side to side, massaging your lower back, your sacrum. And then whenever you're ready, just roll to one side and rest your head onto your arm. Just stay here for a few more breaths. And then whenever you're ready, with the help of your hand, just find your way back up to sitting. Just find a comfortable sitting position, sitting upright. And then joining your palms together, connecting right and left side of your body. Let's finish our practice with the beautiful universal sound of Om, which all connects us. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Om.